On this episode of the No Chill podcast, it's another first as we have the first father-son podcast installment. Elijah Arenas is a beast in the making. Of course, he's got the DNA, but he's been working on every aspect from foundation to skill building to strength training and straight up competition, all under the watchful eye of his pops. For Elijah, he's ahead of the curve with all the necessary tools to be a one-of-a-kind player. For Gil, there are no shortcuts, and by no means is he sugarcoating it. While Elijah didn't immediately connect with the game of basketball, he's arrived, and Gil is fully committed to making him a force of nature. Yes, Elijah has a very high bar to reach up to, but given the path he's on, he's up for the quest. So there you go. Alijah Arenas and Gilbert Arenas on the No Chill podcast. You're going to like it. Remember, you can get every episode as soon as they drop on the Himalaya app or wherever you get your podcast. You can check out the video version on the No Chill YouTube channel. And don't forget, every Monday, catch No Chill with Gilbert Arenas on Fubo, 8 p.m. Eastern. Welcome to No Chill with Gilbert Arenas. I'm Mike Botticello, and I'm alongside two Arenas on the couch. That's Gilbert.
What's up?
And this is Elijah. Gil, so I think I'm going to call this the most important episode we've ever done.
What?
Yeah. Father-son. We've never done a father-son edition. How many people get to do a father-son edition?
True.
It's important.
True.
Breaking ground here on No Chill. Yeah. What's up, Elijah?
What's good?
It's been a long time in the works.
Yeah.
You know?
It has?
Pretty much since birth.
I didn't know I was gonna be podcasting.
Yeah, maybe.
To be interviewing.
But yeah, it just started from the blog days and
yeah, true.
You know,
okay.
That was probably around the time you were born. You were born in 2007. Mm-hmm. You were in DC at the time. Mm-hmm. So obviously things moved. You went from DC to Orlando, eventually here to LA. So you're going into 7th grade at Heritage Christian here in California. All right. You're building an animal.
Trying.
Mm-hmm.
It's sometimes it's instinctual, sometimes you got to build it. So right now it's trying to see what kind of animal he already is and what I can turn him into.
Because the hardest thing for people to understand is they say like, oh, your dad was Gilbert Arenas, your dad was an NBA player, you're gonna be that. It doesn't work that way.
Okay, it's different because they're privileged. And that's what people don't understand. The basketball kids, the father, the sons are actually privileged versus what the father had to go through and endure.
Sure, but also you're not just born to be the same exact thing, a clone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say he's got more length than you at this point. Skills are way more developed than you had because the game has evolved. We'll give him that.
My dad said he was better than me at the age.
Yeah, I wanted him to say.
Yeah, no, my dad said he was better than me at the age.
Mm-hmm. So who introduced you to basketball?
My dad.
He was a soccer player, and I didn't know what that sport was, to be honest. I'm not even gonna lie. It was just going out there and running. To be honest, I didn't really pay attention because I was on my phone.
It's pretty much the most simple sport there is.
It was boring. Let's just be honest. It was a boring sport, but he loved it, so I had to show up. And then I got a call from Daryl, his coach for the Cavs, and said, "Hey, yeah, your son is on our team." And I was like, "My son?" He was like, "Yeah, Elijah." I was like, "Man, Elijah don't play basketball, man." I was like, "No, he showed up. He's a basketball player now." I was like, "What? Okay. They said he's sorry, buddy. He's on the team." Okay. All right,
just
I can
started.
work with that, yeah.
That's how I came there, because Jaden's mom introduced me to the Cavs. Then I started going there.
So basically, Jaden Alexander introduced him to basketball. Because weren't y'all both on the same soccer team?
Yep.
Yeah.
So we went to Sierra together, then became on the soccer team, then he introduced me to the Cavs.
But like anything else, it's gotta draw you in. You gotta love it.
Yeah, I do now.
Yeah. Soccer, you didn't really love. You just
No, he was already...
I like soccer.
Didn't love it.
No.
You hated it.
No.
That we know.
No, that's what I'm saying. He loved soccer. No. That's why you wink it. No. He loved soccer. There was no basketball, nothing. There was basketballs around the house because of me, but he didn't touch, look, or cared about basketball. Didn't watch it, didn't want to watch, like it was nothing, it was just straight soccer. But,
And for you, Elijah, when you got into basketball, did you recognize that this fits what you're more interested in?
When I started to play basketball, I started to know that my dad was playing. But I still like soccer. It's just now I just play basketball because I'm really more into it now. But yeah, when my dad started playing, I started wanting to play so I could, because I started to get into basketball and NBA, just knowing all my friends played at school, so I just wanted to be a part of it.
And were your friends talking about your dad or other players that you're like, oh, yeah, my dad knows him, that you hadn't connected that yet?
No, he didn't know I played basketball.
Like that.
That's
I want to hear him feel that.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you. He didn't know I played basketball.
That we understand, but what was that at, like, oh, it clicked. Like, oh, that was what my dad's always been doing.
Maybe around 10.
See,
maybe around 10.
That's why I said it took him 2 years.
Because, kids started telling me, they'll ask who my dad is, then I'll tell them. They'll be like, oh, I know your dad, but I wasn't really into that because I didn't really know.
And you're talking about 2015. I was already removed from basketball, so I wasn't watching it. I wasn't playing it. So he didn't know nothing about Agent Zero. He didn't know that world. So what ends up happening is he gets it from when I go pick him up, and his friends is like, that's your dad? He's like, yeah, it's my dad. What's your last name? And start doing stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, wait, he plays basketball or something? That's the kind of information was coming. Like, wait, my dad plays basketball? What team? And it was like, you don't know who your dad is? Yeah. It was
I started picking up on the.
It was awkward. It was just awkward.
I think that's a good thing. You learned it at your own, but so when it comes to playing basketball, that's when all this kind of came together. Then when you started to realize that you liked it, what was he telling you?
What do you mean by that?
Did he give it full attention, or was this kind of casual? He's letting you discover the game yourself?
I feel like a little bit of both. I could say he was trying to show me what I could do. Because I was just really into just knowing how to score, but knowing how to do other stuff is what he kind of went into.
In his own way, he said at first you were sorry. It wasn't that. It was that you had to learn the game and develop your skills, as you know now.
Yeah, but...
No. They said he was sorry.
Yeah, okay.
There's knowing the game and having skill, and then there's, that kid, you be like, what sport does he play? It's...
We can turn that back a little bit because what I'm saying is I know your mentality is to push.
If you're a 8-year-old, wait, when did you know? You started at 10.
No. I started. So I've been on the team for 5 years.
Okay, yeah.
This is going into my sixth.
So when you're 8-year-olds, that was his first time ever touching the basketball. So.
But were you a little so? Let's say, did it have 100% of your attention that he was playing?
When he first started? No.
So at what point?
What do you mean my attention? Was I going there every day?
Like gung-ho, yeah.
Yes, trust me, I was happy because he was playing a sport that I know. Uh-huh. So from there, it's just letting him play until he got the feel and, we got to remember, he still didn't know I played basketball. Uh-huh. That was the big thing. So him listening to me say something.
So yeah, is that what you say? What do you know about basketball?
Yeah, basically.
So at what point did you really say, okay, I'm gonna step in here with 2 feet?
What was I? Was I going into? I was playing in that adult. That's when he noticed I played basketball when I started playing in adult league.
And I went to all the games.
Yeah, we went to all the games in adult league and just seen me just wrecking shop. That's what it was. That's what it was.
I was 11 when I saw you play.
Yeah.
And then
that's 2 years ago. Think about what. No, that's what I said. Think about what I'm saying. 2 years ago, he realized I actually played basketball. Now he's really realizing how good I am from film.
Because that seems that would be the obvious thing. You find it on YouTube.
Yeah, because back then I wasn't gonna push him on I don't think that the right way is to push someone into something that they don't love. Once I realize this is what he wants, then it's like, all right, I can give you your pointers and guide you in that way. But, if you don't want it, I can't want it for you. I'm not gonna be one of those fathers that, I guess you didn't make it, so you're trying to throw all your dreams and hopes on him. It's like, no, hey, listen, I made it in NBA, this is what I did. Right now, you're better than me. But there was a point where I turned a 1,000%. And so you gotta, understand that if you really want this and you really wanna surpass what I did, you're in front right now, knowing that I'm gonna catch you at some point, so you better keep going.
And the challenge there is that, great example is Pat Mahomes. Obviously, we know him as a great quarterback, right? Did you know his dad was a baseball player? He grew up around baseball. So he had that. You would always said, well, if you follow in your father's footsteps, you'll be a baseball player. But he turned out to be a damn good football player. Mm-hmm. And that's what I mean. Cultivate that if it becomes the reality.
Because the natural, athletic ability is in the DNA. So It's just whatever they decide to tap into.
So, yeah, that is a funny thing because the DNA. Now, I'm gonna think that perhaps he could be taller than you. You got long arms, big feet, big hands. So based on your DNA, if you're a different player from your dad, therefore, would you be better?
To me, I am gonna be better, and I want to. I wanna be like that one player that just nobody can catch up to.
Where does that start?
What do you mean by that? Like,
pick the one thing. How are you gonna make that happen?
Well, like for a great example, like a couple weeks ago, I played in a pickup game at Porter Ranch, and it's like I didn't make any shots. I wasn't playing really well, but once we came home, I fell asleep. But when I woke up, my dad was talking to me about like if you want to really be that good, you would have to tap into that. Like you missed a lot of shots, so you want to go home, make 1,000, make 2,000, and just to become better, so that won't happen again.
Maybe he was telling you that while you slept.
No. Like, so we played in the pickup game. I played in there too. It was all adults, So some of the high-level high school kids, they go play outside, and he went. He took 20 shots. He took 20 shots. But he was 1 for 20, but he took 20. So we had a conversation about because I said, you guys are privileged because you have trainers. We didn't have trainers. So he was like, well, then how did y'all get so good then? And I was like, because failure made us good. So I said, like the other day, you went 1 for 20, from playing outside. You went home, we came home, you fell asleep. Me, if I went 1 for 20, I got to see those guys the next week or in 2 weeks. I don't want the same performance. So I would have went home and shot 1,000, 200, 2,000 shots just because I had a bad game, just to make sure. So I said, now, if we was both at the same level, I just got 2,000 shots better than you that day. So that's what I was, just trying to tell him, I can give you the tools, that can make you great, but you got to want to be it. I can tell you, all right, listen, like if you go to sleep, I'm going to let him go to sleep. When you wake up, I'm going to say, well, I wouldn't have went to sleep. I had a bad game. I would have went out there mad. So I said, if you ever listen to people's stories, it's failure that motivated them, to want to, be better.
And Elijah, what does that also tell you? Hunger.
Yeah, to want to take all those shots, to want to have not a bad game, to want to go back, have a better game.
And bad games happen, okay? It'll happen, but the point is that taste that it leaves in your mouth.
Yeah, that's what I said. They're privileged. Like, it's different because I was, someone was like, man, if NBA players' DNAs are in their kids, how come their kids is not as good as them? And I said, and they said, well, aren't you guys the best trainers? And I said, yes. I said, we are. We can teach them their skill level, but you have to understand the overlap of when they're born versus that career. So he's fortunate because I was done. I retired. The game was removed. So when he started, I can bring the game back. I didn't go through that phase where, shit, I'm retired. I just want to chill for 2-3 years. So those players that by the time they get back in that basketball world, their kids are already in high school or they're senior, and you're like, man, I ain't even give them the tools yet. And that's what ends up happening with, the athletes' kids, that player is still playing. He's still focused on his craft when his kid is coming up. So all the kid is basically is a fan. And you're not really giving them tools where every other kid is already. So the athlete's kid is already behind. They're already behind because most likely by the time a normal child picks up, so by the time I picked up the ball, 4 or 5, I'm 4 or 5 years old. I'm watching, he picks up the ball at 8. So he's 3 years behind. But if I was still playing, I wouldn't be giving him the tools. He'd just be flying to every game instead of working on his own game. And that's, so that's when I say it's those players are privileged because they're living a whole different life. Yeah, they're basketball players, but they're not the basketball player that's trying to get out of somewhere, trying to change their life. Their life is already nice. He gets to go up there and play Fortnite, for 5 hours, 10 hours. You're like, nah.
Is that true? 5 hours, 10 hours?
Okay, that's dramatic. Not 5-10 hours. But...
Okay, 10, 15 hours.
He's adding more time? What?
I'm sorry, 10, 15
But what you call privilege, you all look at it this way, you have resources because anytime you want, any basketball question you have the professor.
Yeah.
And then the other people in his network too.
And what's so funny is, no different than any other father-son relationship, mother-son, father-daughter, just any, at some point, you're gonna get tuned out. That's just what kids do to parents. It's just, I get a lot of parents that say, yo, can you tell my son, this? And same thing with him. Hey, Curry, can you tell my son what he need to be doing? Hey, Kyrie, how many shots? So I had to go and text Kyrie, Dame Lillard. I had to take KD. Yo, how many shots you take? How many makes you make a day? And show them. Because there's only so much that they're gonna listen to before they just like, you say the same thing every day. So I do the same. So I do the same thing other parents do. There you go. Look what he said.
They just don't text KD and Steph.
Yeah.
But you were saying you ask him questions?
Yeah, I ask him a lot of questions, from when he wasn't good to how he got good, so I could just know.
Wait, there was a point where you weren't good?
Yeah,
I've never heard about this.
Yeah, I started off as a track and football player. Never told you the story. So I was Michael Vick before Michael Vick. You know what I mean? So I was that Pop Warner. I played for East Valley Trojans. And
Pop Warner is like 10 years old?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was 10 years old, but because I was faster and kind of stronger, like wiry strong, I basically quarterback sneaked the whole game. So fake it, take off, team suck. And let's just say I tried to quarterback sneak on the wrong person, and I woke up a basketball player. Someone knocked my helmet. All I know is my helmet was gone, and I had on a jersey. I was a basketball player when I woke up. Like, yes.
You just didn't like contact like that?
No, I liked contact. That contact was different. He hit
football.
Yeah. The 10-year-old hit that hard. I knew I was done.
When did that happen?
10.
10?
His name was Dejan Lee. I remember the name. Filipino.
The name?
Filipino and black. Dejan Lee, yes.
Hey man, you owe him
How
a
you
lot
say it?
actually because he got you into basketball. So Dejan Lee, appreciate you.
Yeah.
The other things that you guys talk about though, I think we just said he has a network. So you can imagine, hey dad, I need this information. Hook it up. And those guys that you're talking to, at one point they were asking you for questions.
Yeah, it's because I wasn't pushed, hard. My dad, he let me find my way. And he just made sure when I did need something, it was there. Same thing here. Like I wake up to this day, 6:37. I work out. I work out 2 times before he wakes up. And I tell him, he's like, wake me up. No, no, like you gotta wake yourself up. That ain't my job. My job ain't to wake you up. My job is, but when you do get up, this is what you gotta do. So you can either do it here to here, get up early and do it. I'll push and see where he goes. He doesn't know I'm pushing him, but I'll.
Is that true? Do you know he's pushing you? And when he's not?
No, he doesn't know. No. He doesn't know the mental challenges. Like we did a leg day. We had a leg day. We had he had EPX weightlifting, and then he had to go play with the high school kids. And then when it was done, I said, Coach Todd's here. I mean, he's dead tired. I said, Coach Todd's here. He's like, wait, why can't he come at 6? I said, what's the point of 6 when you can do it now? Sun outside. And he was like, is he already there? Yep. Came in, walked straight outside, worked out hard. There we go. Knowing I know he's dead tired. Just to see if he was gonna say, nah, I'm just gonna do it later, or if he's gonna go out there and pretend he was hurt. You just try to see, how much you can push him, but he doesn't know I'm doing that. He just went out there and worked. Okay, that's what's up.
Right, so what is it to you? When he throws all these things at you and you handle them,
A lot of work, just hard.
why do you do it though?
Why does he do it or why do I do
You
it?
do it. He said you could just stay in bed or you could just not want to do it.
Well, like now I'm into basketball, I don't really want to. That's not what I really want to do. Like I want to be good. It's just me. If me not knowing that I'm not good, I could just stay here and just do nothing. But knowing that I need to work hard to be good, then I'll work hard and do it.
How about the competition? How does that push you?
Like for high school?
Well, it's always a level up, wherever that's coming from.
I love playing up like older kids, especially when I score and like I do good in those games. But when I'm not, I get mad at myself, like saying like, what do I need to do?
When you hear that, I get mad at myself. What do you have to do? Is that music to your ears?
Say it again?
When he gets mad at himself?
He's mad at himself for not scoring?
No, for like having a bad game.
For anything.
That's mental.
But for you gotta be like,
See, there's a difference.
that's a win.
No. If he's mad and that madness turns into him working out, it's different than being mad, disappointed, and sulking. So you got to see which one is leading into. You know what I mean? So if he has a bad game and he's like, oh, I suck today, and then, he don't go to the court, then that's not a hooray. But, if he had a bad game, the big kids beat on him, and he go out there and he's working out and working like a madman, then it's a plus. So, you got to let him grow into that. You can't tell him what to do. That's what I said. It's one of those things where my approach is, you have to let him fall in love with it. Because you got to remember, once a player falls in love with it, then you can push him as much as you want because it's not a negative thing anymore. Then it becomes positive. So, he was playing against the high school kids a few days ago, and I put a vest on, right? I put a weight vest, and I said, the weight vest is supposed to slow you down, and you're carrying more luggage, means when you do explode, it helps your explosion, right? It started off as he didn't like it, because he feels slower, sluggish, ain't jumping, missing his layups when he's trying to reverse. And then I'm like, yo, why you not running the break? I got the vest on. I mean, but I don't know what that got to do with running the lane. You don't have the ball, run the lane, get out and open, backdoor him. Well, I got the vest on. I don't know.
Well, that really wasn't the case.
So I said, take the vest.
Yeah, what was it, Elijah?
Well, it was like me, okay, the back door, I didn't have, and I felt like I wasn't fast enough for it. But the breaks were harder to do when I had the vest on, so I said I couldn't get there as fast as I would without the vest.
But that's the point of the vest. Because you're not as fast as you normally would be, that because you have the vest on, you have to run harder just to be as fast as you would be. So when you say, oh, I wouldn't have backdoored, I wasn't fast enough to do the backdoor, that's not the point. You gotta remember, I'm handicapping you. I'm handicapping you. So now when you do go backdoor and you get it, that's how precise you were. Then what happens when you took the vest off?
I had 9 fast breaks.
See, it wasn't the reward wasn't the 9 fast break. The reward is how fast your body reacted to being held back. So it's stuff like that. I know when, sometimes I do stuff, he just doesn't understand it. It's there's always a purpose to it. You work out with that vest. You got to remember, he's skinny. He's going to get pushed. So you have to learn how to carry weight. So, hold the vest on, that's, getting you stronger naturally. Play with it, work out with it, because every move you're doing is going to speed it up.
So when you say these tactics that you use, you say he doesn't know why you're doing or what you're doing with it, but do you see his challenges for you, there's a purpose behind it?
Well,
you could tell him what the purpose is.
Well, after I'll ask him why I'm doing it, then he'll tell me, then I'll really understand it.
Yeah, that's tell him after. There's no, but just like with the vest, I could have sat there and argue, keep the vest on, no, keep the vest on. I was like, all right, take it off. Pew, 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 pew. And then that look you give your coach when you gave him, when they said something, but you scored and they look at you like, yeah, told you. And I'm sitting there yeah, told you. I told you, you take the vest off, that's how fast you are. So that's why I say play with the vest. I want you to make the layup with the vest on. It helps you out a little bit more. So we both over there I told you. You see how much the vest done helped you. Now you got 9 fast breaks, that easy.
What this boils down to, it's a challenge. No matter what you're doing, if you introduce that challenge, playing up, right? Pushing through when you're tired, wearing a vest, that's what you gotta have. You just gotta want that challenge and welcome that challenge.
Yeah, well, now I wanna wear the vest more and now I wanna work harder, but before it's I don't really want to because I feel like it's not gonna help me. When I first put the vest on, I was all these kids are faster than me, but when I have it off, they're not. But to me, I felt like it really wasn't getting me faster. I just felt like I have to push harder because there's more weight on me. But I didn't really get that it made me faster.
Say that again. You gotta do what?
You gotta push harder.
There you go. Got you working harder, because when the game looks too easy, you don't play hard. Now with the vest, because you're slower, all your moves are slower now, it makes you play harder. There you go, see?
I think we may have a new nickname for you, another nickname, Miyagi. Because this is some Karate Kid stuff right here where he's trying to push you and do something that you don't like to do. It doesn't make sense, but it works.
What's Miyagi?
You never seen Karate Kid?
Never seen, no.
Okay, Miyagi, I don't know, but Karate Kid I've seen.
There you go.
Miyagi is the teacher. Wax on.
You're Daniel's son.
Wax on, wax off.
Yeah. That was a funny movie.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
So when these things...
His Karate Kid is Jaden Smith.
I know. Not as good. Not the same, man. Not the same.
That's his Karate Kid.
When these things don't work, though, How does that go down between the two of you guys?
What do you mean when it doesn't work? What does that mean? It doesn't work.
See, he don't know that they always work. See,
It always works. 10 times out of 10.
He'll end up showing me how it works.
Not that the results actually, okay, so the results can work, but the point is like it doesn't always take the first time.
To know it, like to know what I'm doing and why I'm using it, yeah. So the first time I put it on, I didn't really want to, I didn't feel like it. But the second time, I just had it and put it on.
And especially like even playing up, right? It's the game where you go 1 for 20, but you're playing against grown men. Damn, you got 20 shots off.
Hell, that's what I said. I said, yeah, I'm not even gonna lie, I was hating. I was hating because when I was coming up, playing with adults, you didn't get the ball. You didn't get no shots. If you even thought about shooting the ball, they were trying to get rid of you, or you wasn't gonna get picked up. You had to either get a steal or you had to get a rebound and then tip it back up. Other than that, you was a picker, slasher, back cutter, hustler. You was Patrick Beverly, basically. That was, so I'm like, yo, how y'all just give it? He ain't even proved himself yet. Like, I'm hot. Like, yo, how y'all, what kind of pickup adult game is this? Y'all letting 13 and 14 and 12-year-olds shoot shots. What kind of adults are y'all? My son took 20 shots. I said, y'all some weak ass adults, man. When I grew up, man, we didn't get shots like that. I had the back door. Woo, woo. Wide open. Come on, get the ball up, young boy. And then don't say next. See, they don't even know about that. They don't even know about the run start at 6:30. You're there at 6 o'clock and you got the first game.
I feel like his back then playing is different from what I'm doing.
Very
be like,
much.
yo, you come there, you know they play on Sunday. Yo, I'm there first. I got first game, and the adults get there, and they be like, no, sorry, young boy. And you be like, all right, I got next. And then
you don't.
And then you think you got next? No, you got second. By the time, look, you got there at 6 a.m., your first game probably was at 12.
So you just sit around there
Just
shooting
sit around
when they're
waiting.
down the other end, you're shooting on this hoop.
Man,
It's not like that anymore.
No, it ain't no like that. It's like, yeah, I got next. Yo, young boy, can I run with you? What? What do you mean, can I run?
It's about, Elijah, it's about respect. That's the important thing.
Gil, let's take a break to talk about our friends at Lumen. You know, we talk to hoopers all the time, and there's one thing that's very true about basketball. If you look good, you play good. And Lumen is dedicated to making you look good by making you feel good. Because here's the cold, hard truth, guys. Your skin has needs. If you want to look as good as possible for as long as possible, you need to address them now. We get it. You might not know where to start. But there's a company that's taken all of the guesswork out of it for you, and that's Lumen. Lumen is on a mission to help give men the amazing skin they deserve through high-quality, expert-created products delivered right to your door. All of their products are formulated specifically for men's skin and made to target skin issues with maximum efficiency, top-notch ingredients like charcoal, green tea extract, and vitamin C. They're all in there. And it's not just about looking good, it's about feeling good. You need good skin health, especially as you get older, to prevent long-term damage. We love that charcoal cleanser. That gets right down to it, flushes you out, makes you feel good, makes you feel like $1 million, and we look good on the No Chill podcast doing it. Even if you have no idea where to begin, Lumen makes it so easy to find the right skin management system for you. Choose from different skin concerns to address, or just pick up a simple starter pack for free. So here's how you do it. You deserve to look good and feel your best, and here's where you start. Go to lumenskin.com/nochill and get a 1-month free trial of everything you need to start your skincare journey at home. That's lumenskin.com/nochill to get your first month free. lumenskin.com/nochill. Look good, feel good, do it with Lumen. All right, let's also talk about our friends at MyBookie. You know, it's summertime, and at MyBookie, that can only mean one thing. It's winning season. Winning season means doubling your first deposit. Winning season means free bets, super contests, Survivor, and more. At MyBookie, winning season is all about your chance to win big. Bet NBA playoffs, bet NHL playoffs, bet Major League Baseball, bet UFC, and then some. The craziest sports summer of your lifetime is here. It's simple. Make your picks, win big, collect your cash. Invest in your intuition. Select from hundreds of future bets, or you can bet games in real time with MyBookie's live betting. Put that big brain of yours to good use. Use the promo code NOCHILL and double your first deposit. New players get up to $1,000 in free play designed to add more excitement to the sports you love in the games you bet. Thousands of cross-sport wagers, preps, and parlays await. Sign up now to bet with the best and celebrate your victory. Remember, that promo code is NOCHILL and you double your first deposit. Your winning season begins today only at MyBookie.
Yeah, y'all. That's to say, y'all are fortunate.
Yeah,
man.
I think we should slow down. We're like the two old men on the couch now.
That's what I'm saying. He's fortunate. That's what I'm saying. Listen. Just so you can see, and the viewers can see. It's an all adults. He came with his friends and his teammates, 14, 13-year-olds, and they all played early.
Yeah, we played a lot of games.
Back in
We
our
had
day,
the first game.
He played he played the first game. I didn't listen.
he's getting hot right now.
Yes, I didn't get to play my first game. My first game in adult, I get on the first, hey, young boy, we got you. Junior year, because I'm averaging 30-something in high school. I lead the valley, so when I come to the gym, yeah, we got you. My sophomore year, No.
Yeah, it's different from now.
Yeah, the adults is weak as shit for letting y'all young boys come out there. I mean, I can see because you guys are way more skilled, so you guys are gonna.
But even just the size advantage in age. But the point is, you're playing up. That's the most important part. What do you see as the benefit of that?
Just when I asked him why am I playing, the first time I played up, I got beat up and I really didn't like it. So I said, why do I have to play older kids? He's like, imagine your moves work on older kids. What do you think's gonna happen when you play younger kids or your age? It's just about knowing how to play with older kids. When you're going to high school and you're gonna verse your age, it's way easier.
That's a great theory. So Gil, put it 100% on the record right now, evaluate that. How's he doing against the competition?
He's doing good. I mean, Daryl, his AAU coach, when he started showing real high-level skill, he put him on his, 15U, 16U, put him out there, got blocked, got ripped, then made a floater. Okay, progress. It's they're going to be fearful. It's one of those things. It's at the end of the day, it's still basketball. It's at this certain age before junior high, everyone is feared. They're fearful of, we're not ready. I mean, do you think a ninth grader is ready to play against a senior when they match up? No, that's not the point. That senior's supposed to beat. All you just want to do is compete. When Zion or Luka or Trae Young, rookies get into the NBA and play against Dame Leonard, Curry, Kyrie, LeBron James. We know what's supposed to happen, but all we need to do is compete. Compete, play your best. Trust me, we know there's a big gap in age. We know he's more experienced, but the point is just compete. If that guy is bigger than you and stronger than you, just compete. He's gonna try to push you and, try to use your strength to get you. That means you gotta be more skillful. Fight for your life. That's all you can do. And that's what I said. That's what turn your game over. But if you're playing against younger in your age and you're beating on them, then you become methodical, you become lazy. It's too easy. Now your moves is washed, same little in and out, layup, okay, you can't guard me, jumper. You're not really working on anything. You know, you're not really getting better at that. So it's like, no, you play against players that forces you to play every possession hard. Every move has to be skillful. So, when him and his trainer, Todd Wilson, after they finish working out, one-on-one, Todd don't let him score. Ain't no, hey, don't look at me. Don't look over here. When it's like one-on-one, it's like one-on-one, like 16-0. Hey, that's the point. It ain't no point of like him letting you score. You gotta earn your point.
And even this is what happens. I watched you play Todd. At one point, Todd said, "I'm just gonna bully ball you. I'm just gonna take you." You got to know that's coming. That's what they're gonna do.
But that's the point. It ain't about you stopping him. Like you don't supposed to beat him. But you're supposed to compete, and that's all that really matters. Competing. Understanding, because you got to remember, you're not going to play against that size for a while now. But if you understand it and see what it does now, by the time you have the strength and the speed to blow by them, to fight them in the post, you already know what to do. Right now, speed, height, strength is what you're going to be lacking. So you have to make up for it with deception moves. You know, if he's more athletic, try to get him. Now your push got to be further. Now when you go for the layup, you got to actually hold him off. You know, that's what makes you work on your skill and improving.
And the ultimate is you look at a guy right now, like who's ahead of you, let's say Ja Morant, right? Mm-hmm. So when Ja was your age, he was looking at Westbrook, Harden. So now that Ja's there playing those guys, it's caught up for him. He's filled in the physical part. For you though, as a parent now, so we went you're a coach and you're a player first. We'll say player first, and then the coaching and the wisdom that you passed on. But as a parent, how are you re-experiencing this point of basketball?
You know, it's fun. It's different. AAU is way different from when I was playing to what it is now. But, just watching, just seeing, what the skill level looks like now. I remember when my dad seen him at 10. He was like, yo, he's way better than you. Watch out. Wait, what? What do you mean? I was a killer. He was like, no, you wasn't.
You were one.
I was like, I wasn't a killer at 10.
You were a wannabe football player.
That's what I said. I said, I wasn't a killer at 10. He said, bro, no. I was like, oh, all right. Well, I'll let him know then. I'll let him know, hey, he's way better than me. It's just watching just the skill level, watching the moves. Got to remember, the moves he's learning now is the moves I learned when I was in the NBA. In the NBA, so it's like you're taking the moves I was learning and you have it now at 10, 11, 12. So it's like, just to watch him execute moves, watch the instinct, watch his natural ability is just like, okay, all right, it's, I'm not gonna sit here and try to smile, it's just, because I just how I played, I'm equal. And in the game, it's like, I don't want you to think that when you miss shots, you're playing bad. And when you're making shots, you're playing good. It works both ways. You can be missing shots and having amazing games. The shots are just not falling. You can be making shots and all of those are bad shots, which will end up leading to horrible decision-making later on. I try not to move the needle, on my emotion when he's playing and then just ask him, at the end of the day, how do you think you did, And then if he asks me, well, how do you think I did? And I'll give him the answer. How'd you play? Like, how do you think I did?
I guarantee I have.
Well, sometimes you don't even have to ask because you can just read.
No, I have. Then you'll tell me I did all right, then you'll tell me what I did right and did wrong. You've told me that. I'm
thinking maybe you just talk first. Wouldn't be surprised.
No. Because like what I used to tell him earlier, if you're gonna tell me to work you out, we ain't gonna go back and forth, ain't gonna be arguing. If I say take 1,000 jumpers with one arm, that's what you're gonna do. When you're playing in a game, you do you. I can't teach you how to play it. I mean, I can teach you how to play it. I can't teach you how to play it.
I can't play it for you.
No, I can't teach you how to play it. I can't teach you how to see the game. I can prepare you on how to play the game, but I can't, your vision versus my vision is two different visions. So I can give him all the tools when he steps on the court. How his mind sees the game is how his mind sees the game. So I can't be in there saying, why you didn't do this? Why you didn't do that? Like, I keep yelling that. It's like, he's seeing it a different way. And I had to tell a couple parents that too. Like when the parents, shoot the ball, shoot it. Wait, hold on, like maybe that ain't his shot. Like if he thought he was going to, this is their kids. Like, if your kid thought he was going to make the shot, I'm pretty sure he would have took it. I said, he don't come to your job telling you, push the keyboard button now, turn the TV on now, turn the TV off now, type the letter, send the letter, print the letter. Like, stop doing his job. Let him do his job the way he sees it. All you can do is just wait till the game's over with and say, hey, when you was on a fast break and you did that, what was you thinking? He's like, oh, I thought the man was, hey, long as you knew what you was.
As long as you're thinking.
Yeah, as long as you thought, okay, I thought he was gonna cut and that's why I did it. There you go. That's all that matters,
Because the worst thing is, I don't know. Why'd you do that? I don't know.
Yeah.
You weren't thinking. But then also, you can use it this way, is if there's something that you're hung up on, that you're stuck, like, I don't know, man, this guy's, the way he guards me, he's always on my hip, but like, I can't get rid. You could ask him those questions.
I always tell him what's going on, then he'll usually give me an answer to like, help me get through it.
He takes information well. That's what makes it easier. And that's why I can just let him do, because when I do tell him something, he's gonna process it. And I remember there was a guy pressing him, and I said, sometimes because you have so many tools, you're already pre-thinking the move you're gonna do. So I said, what ends up happening is sometimes on a fast break, you will slow down to let the guy come in front of you to go behind the back. So you can watch him fall over that way. And I said, just keep him on your hip and just go. I said, you keep him on the hip and just go. Next time, he's gonna speed himself up when you can go behind the back. So I said, you can't just let him catch up to go behind the back. Sometimes you just gotta go, make it easy, and let them react to what you just did. Instead of you just, pre-doing moves. So, it's just little things. Other than that, it's just play the game on how you see it. And then I tell him, like, sometimes in zone, I say, zone, listen, zone is designed to stop individual play. It stops all individual creativity to make you play team ball. So I said, so you have to understand what that means. That means you become team-oriented. So that means you have to understand how to cut, how to dive, how to read the defense, who's the weak man over there. You start, so you got to start understanding that, okay, he doesn't move that way, you're fast, you go that way. And then from there, it's cut, pass, just move. Instead of, you pass it here, they don't have nothing to swing it back to the top, you run here, and then you try to dribble, two-man stop you, you pass it, they pass it, you stand in the same spot, they pass it back. I said, you ain't gonna go nowhere. You haven't moved. There's nothing you have done to make them shift anywhere. So you have to, I said, they're designed to stay in this zone, in these two spots. So move out of their sight.
That's what I had a hard time with playing AAU. It's just like, I always felt like I had to be at the top of the key to get the ball, always have it in my hands. But the last time I realized was at Point Ranch. Even though playing with older kids, I just wanted to get the ball up top, but not knowing I need to cut, move. Once I started doing that, I still got more shots, but just not making them. But I still got the shots that I wanted.
Yeah, tell him, it's like right now, because he's very good with the ball, it's trying to make him just as dominant without it. So I show him clips of me, like how fast I scored. And then I show him clips of Curry. And I said, you see how this is Curry with the ball, look how he looks when he doesn't have the ball. and pass it. Now he's, running around. And so you have to be just as dangerous without the ball, because you don't ever want to give the person who's sticking you time off. You don't want him to ever think that this is going to be an easy night when you don't have the ball. You want him to think that you are a weapon, you are in a threat mode, as long as you're on that court. So now, when he's playing with adults, it's like, yo, cut. Well, he was there. It don't matter. Just move. You still want your defensive player to know you're still on this court. If you're in the corner and he can just say, all right, I'm just gonna look here. And when he look and you still there, you're no threat.
His life is too easy.
No, yeah, it's like nah, you wanna sit here, go here, and when he look back, you're gone, and he's like, now he gotta run all the way over there. Like, oh man, even if you don't have the ball, you still gotta do something. So that's what's teaching you. Just moving, just move. Just like a chicken with his head cut off. Just go. Just pass it, run. Speed pass. You remember when we was playing? I did a drill with his team. It was we was playing 5-on-5, no dribbling. Remember we did a no dribbling at Birmingham?
Yeah,
and I said what I say, about to get buckets on these boys. Passed it, and his coach like, play him hard. So he's crowding me.
You made it look easy.
Crowding me. Here you go. All right, I'm gonna pass it. What are you gonna do? You gonna jump right there? Okay, back door. Layup.
That's the first thing you did.
Yeah, back door, layup. That's all I did. Every time you turned your head, back, right in front of you. Back door, layup. And I'm saying that's how you have to be. You want your defensive guy doing this the whole time you don't have the ball.
But sometimes I might overthink it. Like, for example, if you drive and I cut, it's like I'm bringing my defender into you.
Yeah, you can, but you have to understand, but that comes with understanding what your teammate does best. If your teammate is a right-handed driver, is he a left-handed driver, when he drives, does he spin a lot? So you have to understand what those guys do too. So when you decide to cut, you're not interfering when he decides to drive.
And use that to set yourself up.
Mm-hmm.
But that was pretty hard with Porter Ranch, because every time I did cut, somebody would drive and I would just run into him.
Hey, you're working on what you're working on. Sometimes you got to work on what you're working on. Working on there's some games where I knew I wasn't going to get the ball. I knew there's no way these guys are passing the ball. I'm just on the team because they wanted to start the game. So what I'm working on, I'm just working on sprinting the lane and going under. So I remember in high school, back then, as a 2-3, we had to, when that ball went up, sprint the lane. Now, it wasn't no jog, look back. It wasn't that look back, give it to your half. No, it was run and cross under and come back out. So, playing with the adults, as soon as that ball up, take it off. It was to the point where you'd be taking off, get hit with the head, hit with the ball, pop, because you wasn't even expecting to get it. But, it was just teaching ourselves to just run and cross under. Sometimes in practice, that's all they made us, just get out of these lines, run and cross over. And that's so when you played pickup games like that, that's what the little things I had to work on. That's why I was so good at reacting, backdooring and, all right, he turned his head, I'm gonna cut in front of him. Yeah, you don't get the ball, but the fact that you're still doing it, you're still working on your game. Instead of just sitting in the corner just like, hey, they ain't passing me the ball. It ain't about them. It's about what you're working on that day.
And to be the player you want to be, that I know you want to be, is the worst thing you can do is think you're good, is to relax. I got that. So what he's saying, he's giving you a counter to the counter to the counter. But the idea that you want to never relax, you never think you're good, never be satisfied.
Yeah. So I was at a practice. It was just a workout, and I knew I was better than everybody, so I just felt so cool and just so oh, you can have the ball, I'll just shoot this three. I was just so cocky and just relaxed. But he told me all these things and what you need to do. So I walked in next week into the gym, everybody's better than me. I'll just work hard. Just work hard. Then I just started getting steals. I just felt good. It felt good working hard. So.
Because what did you get at the end of the day? Wins, more buckets.
Yeah.
Better.
Better.
You know what I mean? Got to remember if, like I tell them, like you going in there and you see everybody's not at your skill level and you're just going, through the motions, you didn't get better. You didn't get better today. So, to be honest, this was pointless. We could have just, stayed home if he was going to work like this. I mean, I don't, and this was just me. If you ask anybody, and they be telling you, I was a demon, when I played. I didn't care about nobody. I didn't care about the score. I didn't look up to see if we was up 20, down 20, who was in front of me, if it was a girl. I'm trying to score 100 on you. That was my whole I trained way too much. I worked out on my game way too much to even give you a thought in your brain that we're on the same level. I don't care where your ranking was. I don't care if you was ranked number 1 in the state, number 2 in the state. None of that mattered to me because at the end of the day, I know I train more than you. And I'm gonna show you. So, it was one of those. If I know you just got off of JV and they just moved you up to varsity and then they subbed you in, what? This is free points. This is free. This is free. They put a rookie. Do you know why in the NBA, if you know why rookies get their ass torn? If you're averaging 30 and they put a rookie on you, I'm about to get the 30 in the first quarter. I'm gonna have 70 tonight because they put this. That's the point. Like, I don't care. You step in between these lines, you're a threat to me. And that's what you got to start understanding. Like, if they step on that court and they come and, you got to remember, when they come and guard you, what do you think they're trying to do? Stop you. Mm. So you can either let them or not. It ain't no. You know what I mean? Like, so if you going through the motions, to them, what do you think they're thinking? Deed him up. Deed him up, he weak. And that's basically how it is. When you're younger, you don't understand the concept of it. You just like, when I'm playing against good players, I'm gonna play hard. I'm playing against my little brother, I'm gonna just mess around. No.
Yeah, that's how I felt. And I didn't even score a lot. And I was thinking about, like, I only scored like 6 points. Yeah. Now playing, then when I played, I scored like 20.
Yeah, that's what I said. But you got to think how Coach Todd plays against you and how you play against them. Does Todd take it easy on you when you're playing? No, not even close. Not even. He plays like you're trying to take his job. You know what I mean? Nah, you're supposed to score. Clothesline, baby.
And now that you're playing up all the time now, think of it, what if you were playing a 4th or 5th grader? You want them to beat you? So think of how those guys look at you when you're...
Like when I'm playing cool and all that, when I used to, it's like, imagine he does embarrass you. It's like, you're looking cool, but you're really not.
You don't want that to happen.
Yeah, because so his middle school team, and he played up here, little 3, step back, spin around, Kobe 3 from the corner. And then I'm like, yo, are you gonna play? I mean, it's like, well, we beat them. Well, I said, listen, if you know you're gonna beat this team by 50, that means start the game off hard. Like you personally, the first 5 minutes before y'all up by 30, go hard, just balls out, because the rest of the game is gonna be lollygagging. So go balls out at the beginning of the game, so you can get your work in, because right now, it's embarrassing on both ends. You're not, working on your game. You're not getting better through the game situation. So you gotta challenge yourself. Like games like this, they're meaningless, but they mean something. I'm one of those type of, people that, there shouldn't be no rule on what an ass whooping feels like. There's no 30-point gap or don't score 100, which they have all in his league. You can't score 100. If you're up 30, go into a zone, make the other kids feel better about themselves. And I'm like, this is sports. I'm pretty sure in the NBA or football, if you're up 4 touchdowns, I'm pretty sure the defense is like, we're not gonna hit you anymore. Y'all going to score. No, they're still trying to knock your face off, and they have this rule where it's done trickled down to sports where it's called sportsmanlike conduct, which never made sense to me because we've seen in history what sportsmanlike conduct really means. All sportsmanlike conduct really means is if you're winning, give them a chance to come back. But if they beat you, they play very hard. So it's like, I remember the Kings when they were up, you take the starters out, the winning team, we take the starters out. The losing team, they get to keep their starters in. And those starters get to go against the Mitch, come back, then you put your starters back in who's been icing, and then they beat you, and then they get all the glory. It's like, no, that's not, no, that's, I remember one dude, he shot a 3 and got pushed from New York. When I think it was Peyton, the kid Peyton.
Alfred
Payton pushed.
I know who you're talking about, but yeah, Alfred Payton. It was a dirty play.
Yeah, well, he was mad that he shot the 3. I'm like, wait a minute. First of all, you went down and took a runner, right? Missed it. They came down, made a 3, and then you tried to inbounds the ball. They got a steal, and he checked it out and shot a 3. And then you mad. So you mad you didn't get another possession. So, but because of that trickles down in AAU, if a team is up 30-40, why y'all still pressing? Don't shoot fast break shot. Like no, listen. Do you want your kids to learn that whenever they're down, the other team is gonna just babysit them? Or do you want him to learn how to keep fighting no matter what the score is? Forget the score. Let's just say, forget the score here and just say, keep playing hard. Learn from this 40-point, 50-point blowout. But for me to just say, all right, I'm gonna take the press off so your player can dribble up the court, how's he ever gonna learn how to break a press? How is he ever gonna learn how to break a press if I'm taking the press? No, this is what life is, pressure. Learn from the pressure. And I tell him that, hey, listen, don't, forget the score. Forget you up 30. He's guarding you, do work. And that's what, gotta let him see over and over. That's why it's like, I'd rather him play older so he can see what the adults is doing to him. So because to him, he's the adult over this person. So you see how they're treating you? That's how you're supposed to go here.
As a parent now, you see other kids on your teams and their moms and dads, how they do things. 1 to 10.
What do you mean by that?
Yelling, pushing you guys.
Oh, man, come on, man. I'm a 1, bro.
I asked Elijah.
Oh, I'm a 1. Be on my
What does that
phone.
mean? I don't get it.
Is he a cool parent when it comes to...
Or one of those loud parents.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a cool parent.
1?
Yeah, bro, I don't say nothing, man. I told you.
Sometimes he'll go up to, when he gets me mad, he'll yell, it's 5. It's like a 5.
I don't know. Yeah, the 5 is the most.
Five's okay.
The 5 is, it's Kenyon Martin. Kenyon Martin is a 10.
He looks like a 10.
I see.
That's his identity.
I see. Nah, but me, how I react gives him, I don't want him to be one of those players. I call them, crowd lookers or bench lookers, where every time they do something bad, they want to look and see your facial, to see that's...
Yeah, I see a lot of kids do that.
A lot of kids,
their parents.
They're looking at their parents to see if they did okay. Do they get the thumbs up? Good job. No.
Kills their confidence.
Yeah, and I said because what ends up happening is you're creating a high-low player, meaning when he hits shots, he's high. When he's missing shots, he's low. When both of them are part of this game. You want your son, daughter to be here. Because here means short-term memory loss. If I miss 5 shots, I'm gonna shoot the 6th one like this is my first shot. You know, if he's used to seeing me every time he missed, like, then that means every miss brings him down and down and down because he can visualize and see me do all this all the time. You know what I mean? So you just watch the game like you're just watching the game. There's no, like if he missed a good shot, like, no, that was a good shot. It was a good one. You just missed it. So he doesn't, you don't want your kid to think missing shots is something bad. No, that's part of the game. You're gonna miss shots. You're gonna make shots. You're gonna miss layups. You're gonna make crazy layups. You're gonna miss fast break layups. You're gonna miss an easy 3. You're gonna make a difficult 3. It's part of the game. The only thing that changes is the emotion. You miss 3 shots, either your emotion is gonna make you miss another 12, or it's gonna turn it around and you're gonna ball out. So I try to, tell them like, listen, if I can give you the blueprint to the games, you're gonna have a game where you're 9-9 in the first half, 0-9 in the second half. To be honest, that's a great game. You're gonna start off 0 for 10, and you're gonna be 5 for 5 or 10 for 10 in the second half and hit the game winner. You're gonna miss every shot, hit the game winner. You're gonna make every shot, miss the game winner. That is the game. Being balanced through it is what the real secret is.
I thought we were talking about like in real life, just like out of basketball, like my rating.
Yeah, no, it's not basketball.
Like playing basketball.
While you're playing.
While I'm playing.
Yeah.
Depends. If you're coaching,
it's
like an 8 to 10.
You're coaching. But I was coaching you only because the cameras was on, so I was trying to be like I'm this real nice coach.
No, that's a stretch. We're not falling for that.
But that was what it is. We was filming, so I'm trying to pretend that, stop that. Like that was,
I think it was between me and Damon. So I just made a bad play, and by the looks of it, you were at like a 10 yelling at me. So that's the only time I remember. I thought we were talking about it real. Yes, you remember.
Yeah, dude.
And now the truth comes
We lost
out.
by 2.
We didn't lose. No. We won. Because I stopped the kid from shooting.
Was this the game y'all had 25 turnovers? Y'all were just throwing the ball?
No. That's when we were passing because they pressed us, and we were passing when we should have not passed because every time I didn't pass and I brought the ball up to the court, we got past half court. But every time I passed,
that was a game where I was like, y'all throwing the ball like y'all don't even want it. Yeah, that game. Yeah, I remember that game.
But the game when we won barely because the dude missed the shot because I played on him. I don't think you remember that game though.
To be honest, bro, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like, I really don't be paying attention to, like layups and, a bunch of turnovers, the stuff y'all be doing out there,
It looked like you did, you cared.
I want dunks. I want dunks crossover. That's where my brain works, I gotta get used to it.
No, because I passed it when I shouldn't have passed it.
There you go. Yeah, level 10, bro. Yes. Yes, bro, level 10. Yeah, that makes sense now. You passed up the shot where you don't know who. Bro, you better put another last name. You want to pass up game winners.
But if you said he was heated, he was on 10 or whatever, there's a difference between hollering and yelling.
As a coach?
Are you a coach now? The camera's on? I mean,
no, that was when I was a coach as the cameras. I mean, if he did that while when I wasn't coaching, because I wouldn't have said anything.
It
just
would have been
after,
at like a 3. Like he would have told me.
Hey, why would you pass the ball to him? He ain't a game winning shooter.
How does he tell you though?
Yeah, like that. Like he'll just like make me. Just like not making me feel bad about it, then like, I want to do it again, like I'm scared.
Not to feel bad, right? Because there's a way that you can push, right? But you can push too far. Pushing means like you like what you said, the challenges that you don't know that.
But you got to remember, I think it all also starts on how his development started. You got to remember, he started 5 years ago, and what I'm watching is like, cause when I'm the parent, your father's the parent, he's an NBA player, the coach thinks he has to play your son, so I've never, not once walked up to the coach and said, yo, why you Why you ain't playing my son? Like, never. Like, I've never questioned the coach, like, yo, and I've told him something, don't look at me. I remember sometime when he first started, like, coach yelling at me and crying on the court. Yo, bro, don't look at me. I ain't the coach. What you think I'm gonna do?
I know you didn't cry in the court.
What?
You were just frustrated.
No, it was this one time the coach yelled, like, I think it was my first game. It was that next
First, third, fifth.
I was young, just say that. And
That's what I'm saying,
next level,
this is the first time
cried.
he's getting yelled at. So you know how those kids go. It's like, and I said, hey, listen, hold on. Why you still crying in the car? Understand this. What was he saying? You know, like, I know you say he was yelling at you, but what was coming out of his mouth? He said, I need to play hard.
But now I take it as like, you're just telling me to play hard just in a motivation, but now.
Motivation, I say, yo, don't listen to the volume of what the coach is saying. You gotta remember, the coach is just emotional as that parent yelling, the referee calling technicals for no reason because you looked at them, no different than the players. And like, it's an emotional reaction game. Everyone needs to really listen to what's coming out of the mouth. So if your coach is a yeller, actually, don't worry about the volume. Worry about what he's actually saying. What is he trying? He might not know how to relay it. What is he saying?
Take the words, not the tone.
Yes,
That's what I
take the words, not the tone. You know, and you know, a lot of parents and kids, players need to understand that, because it's like when they're doing wrong in their mind and someone's yelling, they're listening to the tone and they're just shutting down. Like, no, all he's saying is, yo, like, look up court sometimes, or you need to be shooting shot. Like, it's, you know, you just gotta just process it different. Don't worry about how it's coming at you. Just, okay, and then going on about your way. But you know, sometimes that, that's what he had to learn. You know, his Coach Darryl yells. You know, but I said, you know, with Coach Darryl, it's the yelling, and he rewards you. Pull your ass. You're doing wrong. You ain't getting back on defense. All right, now hurry up and get back in. You know, he's gonna tell you why he pulled you out. You got to understand it. Go back in. Don't get emotional about it, because the only thing that's gonna happen is that emotion is gonna lead you to have a bad game, and you just helping out your defense. Hey, me, don't ever help out your defense. Don't ever help out the guy who's got to try to stop you. No.
So Elijah, we spent a good amount of time asking you questions, throwing things out there, but it's your turn. Ask away. Ask Agent Zero.
I have one question. Who's the best player?
Me. No cap here. No cap in.
Who's the best player that you've played against in high school?
Ooh.
I've never asked you this question.
Okay, hold on. Look, I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. When you averaging 40, 30, 40 every game, when you averaging 30, 40 every game, there ain't nobody. There ain't nobody.
I knew you was gonna say that.
That's all that's what I did though. Like, so the best player that's ranked, I put 50 on him. I mean, he probably had 40 or 30 or 20, I don't know, but I was barbecuing, bro. I was barbecuing. So it's hard to really say, okay, that player just like, listen, I led the Valley in scoring. Like, it was me, and then the closest was here. So, you know, if he did good, he had what, 22? I had 42, you know, but he, you know, so I didn't look at him, but that was probably his career game. You know, BD, I didn't play against BD. See, I never played against him. DeMar Johnson, always got to watch him. Nah, I got it, yeah. There was a few of them. Now I just thought about it. Yeah. I had to think
to warm up to it.
I had to think about it, because, you know, you have to think about all the games you played and tournament and players and people who got the best of you. You know, there was You know, there was a kid named Brent Nelson. I kept getting him confused with Steve Blake. But yeah, a kid named Brent Nelson. Sean Stevenson busted me up.
You told me about him.
Carlos Boozer, you know.
These were at camps, AAU stuff?
Yeah, AAU camp. Luke Rittenauer, you know, he got me a couple times. His daddy was the coach of his high school team, so he had green light, you know.
When do you think I could beat you in a one-on-one?
When do you
think I could beat you in a one-on-one?
You asking me?
Yes.
Never.
All right.
Father Time's gonna catch up to you, yeah.
It's gonna happen.
I mean, you asked a question
Right
like you supposed to
high
be.
school, nah.
What I'm supposed to, I mean, you supposed to be giving me your answer, like, yo, I'm gonna beat you in 2 years, but you gonna ask me? You asking me? Never.
Okay, let's
I
do
really
this.
see what your
Let me
answer
jump
is.
in. I'm gonna say hypothetically, it happens, okay? He gets you. As a player is one thing, as a parent is the other. What's your reaction gonna be?
He's not gonna let me.
There you go.
He's not gonna
He
want.
won't.
He's
No,
not
no,
gonna
you're not gonna
me.
let him, but it
There
just,
you
it
go.
happens. He got
But
you. It
trust me,
happens.
I'm gonna get past
We're
it.
just gonna agree that basketball, I'm smart, right? So
You
therefore,
always have a fact behind it.
so if I know he is better than me, I won't put shoes on. I won't go out there to challenge it.
You didn't know that. You find out the hard way.
Oh no, you knew who. Like, I thought, listen,
I don't know
Grandpa, I thought I was gonna beat him.
It didn't work out.
I just never got the challenge, bro. Once he realized, I don't think I can beat him, this is gonna be a good game, he just never accepted the challenge. So I actually never got to beat my dad because he didn't take the challenge. Same thing's gonna happen to you. When I realized that,
I'm gonna make you want to play in this way.
there ain't no making.
There's ways,
You ain't gonna
yes.
make me wanna lose. Nah, I'm not one of
Yeah.
those parents like, yeah, you know, I went out there and then he dunked all on me. I'm not going through knee surgery. Nah.
No, it's just gonna be a one-on-one, and you're
Is
not
he
gonna think
ever
I'm gonna
gonna-
beat you. Then I'm just gonna beat you.
Yeah, is he ever gonna outshoot me? Probably never. You see that face? Because he knows.
All right.
Because he knows that I make it seem like I don't work on my shot. But he knows I be shooting a lot. So he knows he can never, he can never outshoot me.
I'm going.
Like he'll go
to-
and look at the shooting machine and it'd be like 98 out of 103.
It was like 101 out of 98.
I don't care. I mean, he can get all the trainers he want in the world. There's too much training in this arm, bro.
I'm gonna ask
So
you.
you keep
and
all
I was
that-
close. I remember I was close
Listen,
one
you keep
time.
all that
I
winning
was
out your
close
brain
one
when it
time.
comes. Just keep all that winning out your
I was
brain.
close.
Elijah, it'll happen.
And I
One
did.
day.
I did beat you, but you said you weren't trying. We bet $100, and we were at cast practice. After cast practice,
Yes, I wanted
won.
you to get $100. I just wanted to give you. I wanted you to work
and
for your $100.
And before you said I ain't gonna let you get
because
this,
you don't do
then I got
chores.
it.
You don't do chores, so
I can't do chores.
yeah. So I gotta make you like win. You know, so.
Nah, I don't want that.
Elijah, that might be
Then
your,
we played again. Oh yeah, then I won.
that might be your toughest opponent.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only reason I get his
Because
focus.
he'll even never let you get to a point where you can.
But that's
challenge.
gotta remember, as long as he can't beat me in shooting, no matter how old or fat I am, he know he gotta keep working. He know he gotta keep working. But I do that sometimes too, where, you know, like, I leave my shots up there so he can see how many shots I took today. So he knows he gotta either double it or shoot more. You know, so, you know, instead of going there turning it off, no, you see. You know, it ain't about my percentage. I said, don't worry about the percentage, you're never gonna get there. That's, you know, I was God's gift on that right there. That's I woke up shooting.
That's fine, Elijah. That's where the bar is. You can get there. Get over that.
I am.
All right. So
Like,
But every time, okay, when
See,
we,
you need to
when
get
we
to this
make bets,
conference.
So there's-
every time I win, he'll make something up and he'll prove it that it's a fact. But it's,
do you see the confidence in me? Like, you heard me talking to the dude today, right? The dude who want to challenge me.
okay,
You see-
obviously he's not gonna win.
But I made that clear, right?
Yes.
That's the kind of confidence you got to go in with. He just finished working out, and I told him we can shoot right now, and I haven't shot, and he was too scared because I made myself seem that great, which I am, but I made it seem that great to him where he didn't even want to shoot.
Because he lost 3 times.
It was going to be a 4. But listen.
And everything, though, every time I win, you always make it something else. Like today, you're getting clapped in Fortnite.
Always a challenge.
I'm getting my 1,000.
Just don't worry about that.
I bet him 1,000.
Don't worry about
I'm
that.
clapping this dude.
You welcome it.
clapping
That's
you.
the good news. All right, let's get out on this one. This idea that you mentioned it, the name, right? And then the idea that there's a name on your back. All right. How do you handle that? The challenge that comes from the opposition, the challenge that is people are going to compare, or just that you have to get to a certain level.
But do you feel like it's pressure? Do you don't really?
No.
Okay, so there you go right there.
It's
You're going to be
that.
watching some more video, and I think.
Well, I don't think he feels pressure because I'm training him, so, so it's, because it makes sense because if he knows he's better than me at this point in time, there's no pressure. There's no pressure to.
It's like, if you ask me who my dad is, I'll tell you, but I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, he's this good NBA player, and I'm just gonna be like, it's my dad.
Listen, like I told you, he's gonna get all the twos. He's gonna have all the twos. It's gonna be up to him, and Lady Luck to get him to that level, and then it's once he gets to that level, from there it's another level, and then from there it's another level. It's not it's when kids and future NBA players now, if you want someone to look at on steps, you look at LeBron James. He's on year 17, 18, and he still look like he's not, falling from grace because he take care of his body. So, at a certain age, you got to understand there's other things to do to survive, and, for the last 3-4 years, what's kept him here is his body. Not necessarily, going in a gym, shooting 3 hours a day. Is putting the right food in, getting the right sleep, working on the right, drills, making sure he loses weight. He's, there's always things you have to do to keep, getting better. Like I told him, I said, when, his backcourt mate is, his workout buddy is Tanner, Tanner Jones. Dante Jones is, son. He's all of Dante Jones, and I'm like, if you want to look like that, you can start doing your push-ups, bro. You got to do your push-ups, and it's like, just get better, get stronger, get wiser, get smarter, learn how to, update your craft, look at this kid, watch what makes him good, and I think that's what, some kids, they get scared of. They'll, watch a highlight and see this kid jump over heads, and be like, man, I don't, I'm not as good as him. No, you don't jump like him. Yeah, but he probably can't dribble like you, shoot like you, move like you, in shape like you. So yeah, he's beating you in this thing, but you got to start thinking about what he can't beat you in. Use those to your advantage.
And what you can do.
That's what makes us pros.
This is what you do.
Players.
And if you look at it, you got guys who, have come before you, and, you have Steph and Seth and their pops Dell. You have Clay and his pops Michael Thompson. I mean, these guys did it, and they took that, and, their dad was, so Clay's dad was Michael Thompson. He's Clay Thompson. Mm-hmm. You're your own animal. Yeah. Your own monster. As we're saying, we're making a monster out there. So shout out to Ben Gordon today.
Oh, that's my guy, Ben. See, this man was a lethal
bucket.
Lethal bucket. You don't know. I know you don't. I know you don't. I know you don't.
You're gonna dive into YouTube.
I know
You got homework,
I know
Elijah.
you don't
You
know
got a
this,
lot of
but this
homework.
man right here,
It's a lot of fun.
bucket. Quick buckets too. He was quick buckets.
So listen to Miyagi, whatever you do.
Sometimes.
I'll give you a nickname that should stick.
Miyagi.
Yeah.
Like we said, we're glad this happened. One of the most important episodes we've ever done.
Yeah, you know, that father-son, you know, AAU circuit, you know, for the fathers out there, listen. Let your child play the game the way they see it. Because it's just like somebody standing over you at your job telling you what to do, you know. So yelling, shoot the ball, pass the ball, just let them see the game and just enjoy, you know, the artwork, you know.
There it is.
Because usually the pressure is trying to live up to what your parents want you to be, you know. Peer to peer, they figure that out, but usually what holds kids back is usually, you know, the parents. You know, usually most of the time, parents are in the child's way. You know, that's the slogan. You in your child's way.
You wanna let them out of the nest.
Yeah, you want to
let them fly.
Let them fly. Let them eat.
Yeah, let me eat.
Let them eat.
Let them eat.
Let 'em
There
eat.
it is.
So I need to go eat right now.
All right.
I see what you're getting at. All right. For Gilbert Arenas and Alijah Arenas, I'm Mike Botticello. Thanks for checking out No Chill. And remember, catch us every Monday at 8 p.m. on Fubo, and we'll see you next time.